Good morning and welcome to the In the Black Northern Territory Indigenous Business Resilience Program. Today is a different type of day because I'll be yarning with you today. But first, let me start by acknowledging the traditional custodians on the land upon which we are meeting and talking on today. I'm on Gimuy Wallaburra Yidinji country in Cairns, far north Queensland, but I acknowledge all First Nations people, our ancestors, our elders, past, present and emerging, and I extend my respects to you and your family from wherever you're listening into this morning. My name is Julieann and I'm part of the Tagai team. And Tagai, I've been with Tagai for almost a year, but today I'm actually going to talk to you about women and entrepreneurship, also as an Indigenous woman in entrepreneurship. But let me give you a little bit of background about myself. I'm actually a Torres Strait Islander woman. My mother's father is from Western Torres Strait, which is Mabuiag Island, and my mother's mother is Eastern Island, which is Darnley Island. So I'm a very proud Torres Strait Islander woman, but I also acknowledge that I live and I work on Aboriginal country, and I'm very blessed to do that as well. So I'd like to pay my respects to that. Now, the subject of women and entrepreneurship comes up all the time, and there's different layers to women and entrepreneurship. And then you add another layer, being an Indigenous woman in entrepreneurship. But a little bit about my background is I never actually set out to be an entrepreneur and I never set out to be in business. I worked for the government for a long time, over 20 years. But, worked with different business and worked across all remote, rural communities in far north Queensland and other locations, and really love doing things for our mob and helping and stuff like that. And we actually were working in an organisation when I'd left the government, when I'd realised that there were so many other things that I could be doing, and we were working with a few people. And then we went on the journey of starting a business. And we started the business and we went off with flying colours, but still even then I didn't even consider myself as an entrepreneur because I didn't, as people, we don't use that term entrepreneurship or, that's not something that's not the world that I grew up in or the world that I lived in. So that sort of terminology didn't really mean anything. We just set out to help people because we knew that we'd come from lived experience trauma, and we knew that coming through we could create and help opportunities to partner with people. So thus we started a business. And as the business grew, and we helped so many people, we sort of, it grew and I was an operational person at that time, but still didn't see myself in business, because when you first start, there's two different mindsets that you can have in business. You have an employee mindset or you have a business owner mindset. And I wasn't quite ready at that, business mindset. I was still an employee mindset and still ticking over and doing things like that. But there's so many challenges that come, in business and walking in the shoes of an entrepreneur, because your ideas start to grow and you can see things happening, but you first must learn the business foundations, which I didn't have. I worked in the government, and the government doesn't teach you how to run a business. It teaches you how to do business for the government. So we'd experienced many challenges and, then had to educate myself. And it was really funny because, being operational, and then all of a sudden, I was under the leadership of the other co-founder of the business, and he walked away. And next minute, the board appointed me as CEO. So I had to change the way I thought. I had to change the way I saw things for the business and how we were running, and had to really switch on that part, on how to run the business and things like that. And that was a real challenge. And so, I engaged a mentor to do that. And my mentor helped me to change my mindset. One thing as a woman, we are very nurturing people, and caring. And even in business, I had a family, I had children, I had responsibilities and all of those things, and didn't understand the ramifications of being in business and being an entrepreneur and having the correct but having really good support structures around us. The other thing I came across was all different types of challenges. of being a woman entrepreneur and a woman in business, that we face generally, we face a lot of bias and we face a lot of stereotypes. But can I tell you, when you're an Indigenous woman and you're an Indigenous woman in business and you're an Indigenous woman entrepreneur, add an extra 100 layers onto the complexities of that and the other stereotypes that come to that. But as a people, we're so resilient, and we pick ourselves up and we push through where people think that we can't go to. We go to another level, and then we find that sometimes we need support around us. We need things around us, to help pull us through, and we need to learn from each other. It's an interesting, I work for an incredible company called Tagai Management Consultants, and our managing director, Murray Saylor, I was listening to him do a podcast one day, and he was talking about himself and entrepreneurism. And he said something that was really important. He said, we have to learn how to value our value. And that really resonated with me. What does that mean to value our value? Because sometimes we don't even value ourselves as an entrepreneur. We don't value our ideas. We don't value even where we sit in the place of business. And we have all of these things that come with that, whether it be shame or, people aren't going to like what I do, or people aren't going to be interested in our ideas. But then once we learn how to value ourselves, that we have something to give and we do fit in the business world, that's when we learn, and that's what made sense to me, about valuing our value and what that means to us. The other thing I learned as an entrepreneur and an Indigenous woman entrepreneur, and when you're doing really well in business, everyone wants to be a part of it. People want to partner left, right, and centre. They want to be on the journey. But one thing I had to keep close to me as an entrepreneur and a woman is my intent. Where does my intent and my value system sit personally and in business? And I had to really realise that, because people that wanted to partner with me, and I love collaboration, and I love Murray's talk on the value of collaboration. I really wanted to collaborate with everyone because I thought everyone had the same intent and the same value system. And not everyone does, and that's okay, because that one makes us individuals. But when you as an entrepreneur and as a woman, and as you're growing, and your business might be growing or it might be a startup, when you know and your intent is clear, you know your vision, you know what you want to do, you know where you want to go, and people will be attracted to that. They'll be attracted to your vision. But one thing I always kept strong was my intent and my value system. And if people didn't align with that, then I really couldn't partner or collaborate with that, because when you do move away from your intent and value, sometimes that can really start to tarnish what you do as a business and how you are as a person. So just keep those things in mind as well. The other thing I got heavily involved with was advanced technology. So here I am, a woman, in a family with children, a business, all of those things, and then to walk in the world of advanced technology. So then I became an Indigenous woman techpreneur, and that became another layer, because then people have an expectation of you, and, and you want to drive this agenda because you want, people to be aware of introducing innovative practices and techniques into business and how it can grow it. So there's so many levels to entrepreneurship, and there's so many levels to being a woman entrepreneurship. But if I can leave you with some things like, ensure that you've got really good structure around you. You have to be your biggest fan. Can I tell you that much? Which means you have to be able to support yourself, because if you really believe in what you're doing and you really know your business inside and out, I knew my previous business inside and out, and I know the current business that I'm working with that I love, Tagai Management Consultants. I'm learning that inside and out, but I align with their intent and I align with our value system. So know that up front, know your business inside and out, because, people will talk to you about having an elevator pitch. I don't have an elevator pitch, I have an anything pitch, because at any given time, someone will want you to talk about the business. So you have to be prepared to do a 1-minute pitch, to do a 10-minute pitch. So know that. But the other thing is, if you really are passionate about what you're doing and you're passionate about your business product or your business idea, your passion will come out. It will come out in the way you talk to people. It'll come out in the way you set up your business. And even if you have no idea, ask, get some help. I want to actually, before I finish, but I want to talk to you about a thing that we saw. It was because the emotional journey of an entrepreneur and as a woman entrepreneur. And it was so funny when I read this because it is so true. And the first step is, my idea is so amazing. People would be silly not to buy it. People would be silly not to be a part of it. For sure, I can grow it. Number 2, oh my gosh, my idea must be really bad, must really suck. Nobody wants this. Maybe I should just get a job and quit, which I thought about many times. Number 3, wow, after so many attempts, I found a winner. I think I've got $1 million business. I've been there too. Number 4, well, that clearly didn't work. That clearly sucked because I didn't sell as much as I expected. Maybe this is just a pipe dream. Like being initially in business, I thought everyone would want to part with blackfellas. Everyone would want to part. They get what we're trying to do, but that didn't always work. And sometimes that could really hurt your heart, and hurt your soul. Number 5, which is really funny, new idea. It seems to be working. I don't want to put my hopes up and I don't want to get disappointed, but though I may be onto something here. Number 6, I really want to grow this up. I really want to ramp it up, but I'm really scared. What does it mean? What if I get too big? What if I fail? But can I tell you, even though society, and we have been growing up on a platform of failure, there actually is no failure. The failure is not to try. And if we fall down, do you know what? We'll just get back up. Because I can tell you, as a woman in business, I've hit the wall a few times. The business hit the wall a few times and we fell down, but you know what? You just get your way back up and you just keep trying. And if it didn't work, that's okay. You gave it a go, but you keep trying. Number 7, and this is really funny, but really deadly. Holy cow, I can't believe this. People, I don't need to convince them anymore. I can feel the impact I am creating. Now just resonate with that a little bit. Let that resonate with you. I can feel the impact I'm creating. That doesn't have to mean you're $1 million business. That doesn't mean that you have to have 1 million clients. But you yourself feel the impact you're creating because you value your value. You stand and you continue to stand with the intent that you started with. And people will be drawn to you and collaborate with you, and they will follow the same intent and they will follow the same value. So I hope that I've shared some insights to you as a woman in business, as an Indigenous woman in business, but also too, don't label yourself. Don't label yourself. You are what you are. Am I an entrepreneur? 100%. I've always got ideas. I've always got billion ideas. Am I still a techpreneur, a technology entrepreneur? 100%, because I love tech and I love the opportunities that it can bring for our mob and all different types of people. Do I still have a balancing act and a juggling act with what we're doing now and what we're doing with family? 100%. Build those support structures around you. Reach out, ask for help. And do you know what? Die to shame. Shame isn't a part of our culture. Shame isn't a part of our existence. It was something that we were taught. But when you believe in yourself, when you value your value, and you feel that you are creating impact, then shame sits at the door. It doesn't enter in. So thank you so much for listening to me today. If you're interested in our program, the Northern Territory in the Black Indigenous Business Resilience Program, just comment deadly below and one of our team will be in contact with you. But let me finish by where I started, by acknowledging and paying respects to all of our Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander elders, ancestors, communities, and all of our families. Know that not just you believe in yourself, but we believe in you too. And that's why we love the opportunity to share, this business program with you. And what we've learned is the amount of deadly Indigenous businesses in the Northern Territory is absolutely amazing. So if there's any praise given, here is 100% praise for everything that you do. But if you are watching this on YouTube, click on the link below and our team will be in contact and I'll give you more details about what's happening with the program. But thank you again for tuning in. Thank you for listening, and I hope you have a really deadly weekend. Bye-bye.